This is the Tune Creators Artist Spotlight.
Baby.
What's one album that you really, really like and you believe every new artist needs to listen to?
Okay, well, I've got two because
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
so indecisive sometimes. And when it comes to music, you can never limit yourself. I say it's always important to listen to a lot of different types of music. However, ooh, yeah, I can't pick one. The two that I would say that need to be listened to are Tiana Taylor V1, no V2. I think V2 means 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tiana Taylor's album, the deluxe version, I think that came out in 2013 or 2014, that album.
Okay.
And it was so hard. And I'll say Stormzy's album, the one that I'm so bad, I'm gonna sound so bad. I don't even know the name of it, but I listened to it and I loved it. Originally, I was gonna say Beyonce 4, but to be honest, that one is all right, but Stormzy, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I like Stormzy. I like Stormzy. But it's interesting that you're a singer and you listen to Stormzy. Is there that you derive inspiration from him? Why Stormzy? What's
no, not necessarily. I wouldn't say I listen to him all the time, but when I was making like a hip hop R&B type of song, I listened to him. I didn't necessarily listen for inspiration, but people were like, "Oh, listen to the album. It's really good." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let me have a listen." So in terms of reaching the younger generation, like for example, I would say from the age of 17 or even younger, like 15 to about the 23s or younger. In that generation, a lot of them listen to Stormzy. And if you're trying to reach that market, you can take a little bit of inspiration in terms of the hype and the energy, the lyrics, the flow that he's coming up with. It's very current. So trying to be current, listening to Stormzy is very inspiring, I guess. But personally, if I was to listen, I don't really listen to rappers that much. I mostly listen to a lot of singers. But just to keep current, listening to new music is very important. And I would say Stormzy's album, just because it has been trending on #1 and stuff on the charts. And on top of that, his name is the talk of the town. So it's always good to just keep up to date, see what is he doing that is different from other people in the UK for him to be at the top. So yeah, but I also like to listen to American artists because UK is not the limit. And I feel like America have a lot of artists that are top of the tops, a lot more than UK. Like no one has really blown in the UK unless they go to America. Like LMA, Steph London, I don't know about Adele, but LMA, Steph London, they went to America to get to where they got to, and they branched out in America and they're bigger now. But in America, it seems like that's America and Nigeria and Ghana. I'll say those are the main places that have a bigger platform worldwide. So listening to music from the America and from Nigeria, that's where you kind of okay, what are these people doing to get to where they get into? So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like the reasoning behind that because it makes so much sense. Sometimes you gotta stay current with the latest trends and stuff like that. And you mentioned Nigeria in there, which is kind of leads to the next question I was gonna ask you, which is where you're from originally. Where is that?
So everyone always says I have the longest list, but I'm from Zimbabwe, Malawi, South Africa, and Nigeria.
Oh wow, you got all those countries in one.
Yeah, let me explain.
Yeah.
So my dad is just fully Nigerian.
Okay.
And my mom is Zimbabwean, Malawian, South African, because my granddad is half Malawian, half South African. My grandma is half Zimbabwean, half South African.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That's so cool, man. Like
literally.
you can have you been to all these four countries or have you yet to do?
Um, I've been to Zimbabwe. I used to live
Okay.
there.
Hmm.
South Africa, I stopped over by the airport. I don't know if that counts. There's going there. And Nigeria, I've been promised by my dad to be taken there numerous times, but it's never happened. And
Oh
Malawi, I don't even know. I don't even know if anyone in my family's been to Malawi,
no.
besides from my dad, my granddad. My granddad was born there. That was
Yeah.
it.
Oh, good. Oh, good. You
Yeah,
definitely need to go to Nigeria because of, Nigeria is the best country in the world. Yeah. So you
yeah.
should do.
I've always wanted to go. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to
Yeah.
go.
And and like you earlier said, the music is popping right there right now. It's massive, man. So yeah,
Exactly.
definitely interesting. And do you,
100%.
yeah, and do you come from a musical family?
Yes, I do. My
Mm.
uncle is Mike Okri. He's one of the originators of
Oh
Afrobeat. Yeah,
wow! No fucking
yeah,
way.
he's
Yeah,
my
okay.
uncle.
I knew I
um,
recognized that name. I knew I recognized that name. Okay,
yeah, so
okay.
my uncle is Mike Okri. He sings. My mom also sings. She used to sing. I don't know if you know Muyiwa,
I
gospel
know me.
artist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she used to sing in his choir.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, she used to be in, I think it's UK gospel choir or something like that, and they used to go on tour, and she always used to bring me around. And then
Oh.
when she kind of gave up and just stopped, because I started singing, I guess I stole her talent. But yeah, like what else? Um, who else? My sister can also sing. She can harmonize, but she she doesn't like take it seriously because she does other stuff.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I think that's about it. To be honest, yeah,
Wow, you got music in your blood right there. Like your Michael Okri is
literally,
a Nigerian legend, man. Like some of these
yeah,
young guys will not even know who he is, but he was massive back in the day. Yeah, yeah. Oh
yeah.
wow, I knew I recognized that name. I'm like, is this okay? Okay, really cool, really cool. Have you obviously you've seen him and you've spoken to him and all that stuff? Yeah, Michael Okri.
And on the phone, I haven't met up with him
Okay,
because he's living in
okay.
LA
Now
at the moment.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Oh wow, man, I'll be talking to him every goddamn day, man. Like he was massive, man. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
He's always saying he
Uh,
wants to do some music with me and
yeah.
show me some stuff in LA, but I've got education. I
Okay,
need to
that
finish uni first.
okay, okay. Which is interesting because of one question I was gonna ask is music your full time gig or is this something you do on the side? Yeah.
Well, music is my full time source of income and my
Okay.
full time, like, as well as that, it's my full time thing. Like, my life is based around music because I love it, as well as it
Hmm.
being a hobby, as well as me loving it. It's also something I live for. But
Hmm.
obviously, I study as well. So I'm in university.
Okay.
I do international business and I also do music. So
Okay.
I study 2 degrees. It's a
Oh
joint
wow.
honors together.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, so I thought, let me do something I love and something that will benefit me rather
Yeah.
than just
Yeah.
sticking to the music route
Yeah.
or even studying just music. Because in college, I used to study music and I regretted it. Like, why am I studying this? Like, it's a normal
Interesting.
talent that like you can't really be taught.
How to
Like, if you're
do?
learning to
Yeah.
play an
Yeah.
instrument, then
Yeah.
it's different. But when you're learning to sing, it's just not. You, I personally don't think that you can really, unless you already have it. It's a
Hmm.
bit well, but you know what? You can never say never, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
everything is
Yeah.
possible. You just gotta
Yeah.
believe and practice.
Yeah. I agree. I
But
agree.
at the same
Yeah.
time, it's not something that can be taught.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree to an extent. That I agree. Uni might not be the best place to study music, especially if you want to be a recording artist. There's nothing there they're gonna teach you that is gonna help your career, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
But but
Well, the thing is, I learned a bit, not things
okay,
that I never
okay,
knew. I
okay,
learned a bit in terms of the business side and
okay, okay.
in terms of like really like before and before I was in college, I
Mm,
never knew you could release music online. Like I never knew
mm,
that. And then I learned that you can actually release music online. I never knew. There's actually a lot I learned, like a
mm.
music CV, going on tour. I learned the type of people you're meant to have in your team.
Okay.
Like if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even understand some of the stuff that my people that work for me do.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Okay. That is
yeah.
interesting. That's good to hear because I also did uni music at uni, and they were just teaching me stuff about the Bach and Beethoven and 18th century music and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is not why I
That is
can to do.
nah, that's
Yeah,
dead.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that mm-mm.
It's good. It's good that your one is you're gaining stuff from that. So that's really cool. Do you find that that I don't want to say fight, that struggle between doing music and doing this other business thing? Is there like a clash going on there? Like, should I focus on one, or are you
No,
in tune with that?
I absolutely love it. Like I
Okay.
feel personally like I enjoy business more than I enjoy
Hmm.
music
Interesting.
because I know it's really weird. Like people are surprised they would expect me to enjoy music more. However, with music, I hate sitting in that lecture. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it at all, especially
Okay.
music performance. Music
Hmm.
performance is the worst. I love performing live. That's what I live
Hmm.
for. But
Hmm.
I don't even know how. Like even I don't know. Even like the recording sessions and unless I'm working by myself or when I'm working with a band, I love it.
Hmm.
However, when you know it's for education, I don't know, something just changes. It's not the same.
It's true.
I don't know how
It's
to explain.
true. I know what you mean. It now looks like work.
Yeah.
It feels like work.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's something I'll enjoy because
Enjoy.
when
Yeah.
I've got a studio in my house, like if I'm bored or not even when I'm bored, majority of the time I wake up first thing in the morning and be like, Natalie, let's write a banger. And I go into my studio and I start making music and I enjoy it and I don't want to stop. I wake up 9 a.m., look at the time, it's already 12 midnight and it's like, whoa, have I been doing it for this long? I didn't even realize. Whereas in class, I'm like, when is it gonna end?
It's true. I know what you mean, man. And they make it so
Yeah,
boring with the stuff like that. So yeah, that was why I said uni
yeah,
is not necessarily the best place for that. But yeah, they make it very
yeah.
theoretical. But it's kind of interesting though. You do music, you also work. You got a YouTube channel, you make songs, or you do all this stuff, and you study as well. How do you find time to do this? Because I know a lot of artists struggle to find time to make music.
Well, um, during quarantine has been the best.
The best.
I feel like quarantine Corona has been a blessing in disguise, as
That's
well
good.
as it being depressing for others. For others, it's been a blessing. And personally, for me, I feel like I've been able to, in this time, I've been able to release Quarantine Thoughts. I've been able to release Get It, my new singles. I
Hmm.
was able to film music videos for those. I found a new team. I've got new management. I've
Hmm.
I've been recording constantly. I've
Hmm.
made loads of new connections, and obviously it's very time consuming. However, when you have a team, it kind of cuts down what you have to do. Before, I had less to do because I'd say I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my music because I had loads of music stacked up. I didn't want to let it go because I felt like, oh, how would the world see it? Is it gonna be worth it? Is it gonna get the attention I want? Like, this is me and I'm giving it to the world. I didn't know how to feel about it. So I hoarded it for a while because I didn't want to just release it and it doesn't get the attention that you would want it to get, because my music to me is my baby. So I spend a lot of time recording. After lectures, I'll come home, record, and somehow I still get A stars, and I spend a lot of time on my music. Come home, record. I have a friend called Scratch. He mixes and masters loads of music for a lot of the UK artists like Miss Banks, Ivorian Doll, D Block Europe, a lot of UK artists. So he mixes and masters for them. He's a good friend of mine. So I send over my music to him. Sometimes I mix it myself, but more time he mixes it, which takes off some time off of my hands. My manager now, before I had a manager, I just used to plan everything myself. Whereas now I've got a manager, we have a content calendar, we have schedules, we're a lot more organized than I was by myself. And I have a bigger team. My manager is also my videographer, so I get free videos as well.
Okay.
So it really, like, having a team takes a lot of time off my hands.
Yeah, that is true. That's so true. Because now you, like you're saying, you could delegate stuff, especially the stuff that are not necessary, that you don't need to do. So yeah, that makes sense. But are you paying these guys, or is this something that is very collaborative? Or, and if so, how did you manage to pull that off?
Well, obviously, I have contracts with some of them.
Okay.
And with Scratch, yeah, of course, I have to pay for his services, because you can't really just get your cake and eat it too. He's a good friend of mine, and I like to support my people. So if I know you're good at something, rather than taking it for free, I'll pay and support. Like the girl that did my nails, she's a young Black girl. She did it in her house. I paid her to do it. She could have done it for free because she's my friend, but because I like to support people, I'll pay. So yeah, I've even got a stylist. I pay her to do what she needs to do. And she also is contracted to me. So,
wow, I like the way you think. I could see where the business side of things is. You're definitely an artist that is grabs with the whole business side of things. So a lot of artists like to do shit for free. Like, they believe until I make it before I can pay anybody. But I appreciate that.
That's not how it works. You need to work very hard to get to where you get to. It's not, you can't just have everything easy and get there easily. It doesn't work like that. When you work hard, the harder you work and the harder it is, the more worth it is, and the more you'll see something out of it. That's what I believe.
I like that. I love that mindset. Awesome. Now let's talk about your music, the kind of music you do. Like I was just saying, your song is one of them ones that you can't get out of the head, man. I've been humming it all day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really catchy tune. It's a really catchy tune. But for our listeners that haven't heard it yet, how would you describe the kind of music you make?
So I make R&B / Afro pop. I've got a lot of Afrobeat songs. I've got a lot of Afrobeat songs that I haven't released.
Okay.
I'm more of an R&B artist. I write a lot of R&B music. That's me. So I'm R&B Afro.
R&B Afro.
Pop. I can say Afrobeat or Afro pop, because Get It is more like pop.
Yeah.
Pop music.
Yeah.
R&B pop.
I like it, and it's so cool. And you've talked about, some of the guys that inspire you, and you mentioned that you listen to a lot of music. But where in particular do you get your inspiration from?
I think, I know it's going to sound really, really weird, because this is not normally what anyone would say, but I feel like the more I draw closer to God, the more I pray and read the Bible, the more musical ideas I get. Quarantine Thoughts and Get It, I wrote that song when I was fasting, praying and fasting. I was doing a 21-day fast. And like, I got those songs, and the lyrics were just flowing. And I don't know where it was coming from. Melodies coming from everywhere. And I get these random outburst. I'll just jump in my booth and then I just randomly come with melodies, lyrics. I listen to a lot of gospel music. So it's like, it definitely is not inspired from gospel music. And besides from the gospel music, if I'm listening to worldly music, I would listen to Afro beats. I listen to a lot of Afro beats. I listen to Tenny, Burna Boy. I love Burna Boy. In fact, that album, why didn't I say that? Burna Boy's album, African Giant, it's the best album in the world. Why didn't I say that? You know what? My head right now. African Giant, Burna Boy, that album, I'm sorry, but Burna Boy is a legend. He is an African Giant. So I say, so I get a lot of inspiration from Afrobeat music then, if it's not gospel, because I listen to a lot of Afrobeats. But it wouldn't make sense because I'm an R&B artist. I listen to a lot of Danny Lee. I don't know if you've heard of Danny Lee. She's from America.
No. Okay.
Danny Lee. I listen to a lot of Beyonce. Not anymore though. I used to love her, but I'm over her.
Beyonce.
I don't even know. Like, I just listen to a lot of Afrobeats. Yeah, that's literally it. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, good. I hear you. You gotta listen to a lot of that though, because I'm a huge Afrobeat head as well, and I love Burna Boy. Burna Boy is definitely up there with anybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are some good names you've called. And you said something that really struck me, and basically you building your team and all that, and I really appreciate that, and I know that's pretty much one of the big things that will help you progress in this world, in business anyway. But how do you find people to collaborate with that? You talked about your mixer being your friend, and how did you find the other guys, or how do you go about that?
Well, with my manager, he filmed my music video for Get It and Quarantine Thoughts before he was my manager.
Okay.
And I had him as just a videographer. Okay. And then he popped up to me after we filmed Quarantine Thoughts. No, yeah, we hadn't released Quarantine Thoughts yet. We just released Get It. And it was like 5 days later, like we were talking every day before that, planning for ages, like 2 months of planning for Get It. So when we released Get It, we were past it and tired of it now. Everyone else was excited, and because it was new to them, and we was just like, oh, it's old news now. Moving on. So after that, he was like, 5 days later, he was like, Natalie, you've been quiet on us. What's going on now? Like, what's happening? Like, any more releases planned? Like, what's your plan from here? And I was just like, oh, I don't know. I've got a few songs. I'll probably just release them. And he was like, do you have a plan? I was like, roughly. Like, I didn't really know where I was going to go from there. And he was like, you know what? I've got a proposal for you. Let's have a meeting today. I was like, oh, all right, cool. And he started telling me all sorts of things. And I was just like, wow, I'm all for it. Bear in mind, during this time when I released Get It, I had a lot of people approaching me, labels approaching me, loads of people that wanted to manage me. It's just a lot of people were approaching me. People wanted to do collaborations with me, but I didn't really know who to work with, what to do. I was just in a situation where I was just thinking, okay, where am I going to go from here? Yeah, I spent like at least 2 weeks trying to make a decision on what I'm going to do and who I'm going to work with. And my manager showed me what he was thinking. And I was like, you know what, this sounds really good. Everyone else seems like they're selling me a dream, or seems like they're trying to do something that they won't be able to do, and it doesn't sound realistic, whereas my manager sounded realistic. And it was something that drew me to him. And because I know him, because he filmed my music video, I got him through one of my friends that I grew up with, who owns his own agency called All That Models. So now my manager came to me and said, Natalie, with this plan, I want to manage you. I was like, okay, let me think about it. He showed me a brief contract and we made a plan. We met up, we made a plan that day. And I was like, you know what, this is something I'd like to work with. So then from there, like even my stylist was with me from before, kind of. I've been working with her for 2 years now. She went to my church. I met her in church. And we kind of used to sing together in choir. She used to be the choir leader, then I took over. And she went to the big church and I was choir leader of the youth church. And then I left, but me and her stayed in contact. And she became a stylist. And she's been styling me ever since, and she's really good at what she does. And she stayed in my team. My manager brought more people to the team. And yeah, that's how it started. But in terms of the music side, I met a producer called Gems, who is signed to Finesse Forever. He's like my best friend as well. Not my best friend, but my really close friend. And he makes and masters my music as well as scratch. But he also produces for me, and he's super talented. And I met him through another friend of mine who I grew up with as a kid. I was in primary school and I met this girl, and we used to tell everyone we were cousins. And we grew up together, continuing talking. She needed actors for her TV show, which is meant to be going on Netflix or something like that. And she wanted me to be an actor. And that producer, Gems, was also an actor. She wanted me to act as a person called Bashola on her show called Southside, who's a singer. And the producer that she was working with is the guy called Gems. And then she introduced me to him. We filmed it in the studio. And then me and him stayed in contact from that day onwards. And we're working together constantly. He used to give me free studio time. Now that I've got a studio in my house, he comes to my house, makes beats and mix and masters my music. And another artist that I met in university called G9, he introduced me to Scratch. He was like, oh, this guy will mix you and master your music. And yeah, like, it's just the grace of God, because the way that I'm meeting these people is not weird. It's just so natural and easy. So yeah, and I'm not a hard person to get along with, so
yeah, that helps. That definitely helps.
it does, because if you're rude, no one's gonna want to work with you.
Yeah, there you go. That's a brilliant tip. Actually, be more open and more welcoming to people, and also go to church. Yeah, if you want to meet.
Yes. Go to church if you want to be successful.
Okay, let's talk about your song in particular. Get It. It's my favorite. What inspired that track?
Well, funny enough, when I wrote that song, unfortunately, it's a YouTube beat. So now I don't work on YouTube beats. Like my manager's like, no more of that. He scrapped a lot of my songs, kept the lyrics and melodies for my songs, but scrapped all of them for their YouTube beats. And we're getting producers to remake all of them, which is so long, but it makes sense and it's worth it.
Yeah.
So that song, Get It, I was in the library doing my assignment and I was on YouTube. I was having a little break. I was on YouTube looking at beats and I came across the beat for Get It. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a banger. I didn't even write lyrics yet. I didn't have a melody yet. I just heard the beat and I was like, I'm going to make this a banger. I was so excited. And I was sitting on the table with my friends and I was like, guys, this beat. But they're not musicians. Only one of them sings, but he's not a musician. He just sings. So he was just like, all of them didn't really pay attention. They just thought, here she goes again. Natalie's excited. And then I was like, guys, I'm coming back. And I ran to the toilet. And I do this a lot when I hear beats. I go somewhere private and I start recording a melody. I started recording a melody that's in my head that goes to the beat. And then I was like, yeah, I cannot forget this. I'm not going to write to it right now. I need to go to bed after this. Because it was 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and I was in the library doing my assignment. So like, you know what? I'm going to leave it till tomorrow, go to sleep on it, wake up, fresh mind, and write and record. So I went home after that session, woke up, and that beat was on my mind. I woke up, I prayed, did my Bible study, and I went straight to my bedroom studio. I just started recording a melody. And then what I do, the way I record is very unique. Like I used to record based on the way I write has changed over the years a lot, I've realized. But the way I write most of my best songs is by firstly recording a melody, a guideline melody over the beat. And then I just was trying to write some lyrics, and a guy that I'm talking to happened to be at my house on that day. Wait, no, was that? Oh no, that's for quarantine thoughts. Apologies. Shoot. Recycle that one in the bin. Anyway, so yeah, so no, when I wrote that, I was just thinking about, yeah, the guy that I'm talking to is based on our relationship. Sorry, I'm laughing because there's thoughts in my head. So it's based on our relationship. The way that our relationship is that it was a thing where he wanted me, I wanted him, but we didn't know what it was. So in the song, I'm basically saying, okay, when you're ready, like, we'll go at your pace.
Huh. Okay.
So obviously I'm making it out in the song as if it's a dance. Like, when you're ready to dance with me, I'm here. And we can get a groove on. But I'm really talking about when you're ready to be with me, or when you're ready to take me seriously, or when you're ready to do us. I'm ready when you're ready. So when I say holler me when you're ready, I'll be waiting because I'm steady. Yeah. When you want it, come get it. Posted, not moving on it. So when I say that, I'm here. I'm just patiently waiting. When you're ready, you holler me. You know, you know what I mean? So that's basically what I mean. But I kind of make it out to make it a party vibe. I basically make it out as if when you want to dance with me at the party, I'm here. Let's dance. That's what I mean in the song when I'm for the video and everything, the song. But the real meaning behind it is basically talking about how me and this guy, like, when you want to take me seriously, let's do it.
I like it. I like it. It's a really cool concept. You know, now it's making a lot more sense when I heard it, because I thought it was a dancing track, but now I get the backstory behind it, and that is really cool. Really cool. Like, great melody to the daddy. Go listen to the song, definitely. What would you say was the most challenging part about making the song, though?
Making the song Get It.
Yeah.
Well, if we just remove the word get it, in general, making a song, I'll say the most challenging thing about making a song in general, for me personally, sometimes is making a chorus, but that's not all the time. But making Get It, the chorus was easy for me to make because the melody I had in my head, the lyrics just fit in perfectly. I just was thinking of how to tell this boy, like, I'm ready. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but the most challenging thing in writing Get It, what was it? I didn't really have any challenges writing it because I had an adrenaline. Like, when I have this mad adrenaline, all my ideas just come, and I don't know, it's just a spark and everything comes flows. And I finished. Literally, I wrote Get It in one day. Like, when I say I wrote in one day, in the space of that session, that's when I finished that whole song. So, like, I've realized I make my best songs in a day, which is weird. It's really weird because some people take like a long time to finish one song. Get It, Quarantine Thoughts, those two songs I wrote in one day. Even my new single that's coming out soon, I wrote it in one day. I have some songs that I took time to write, and they're good songs, but my best songs have been written in one day. Because when in that one day, I get like a spark of energy and thought and creativity that just
flows.
Do you know what I mean? And it lasts for so long that I end up finishing the art that I created. I just imagine like a light bulb with a lot of electricity just sparking on it, and it's running for a while, and it's just lighting up mansions. Like that's how I imagine it. Like I'm so weird.
Oh, good. Well, I love how excited you are talking about it. That's really cool.
No, it makes me excited.
You're very passionate about that side of things, which is really, really good. It's good to see that passion in there. Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Which is kind of
Thank
like my
you.
next question, but I think I know the answer to this. What is the best part for you about making a song?
The recording and
The recording from
writing. Yeah,
yeah.
that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
I know, like, there is really and truly no other part besides from the promo, and that's the part I hate. I hate promo. I
Yeah.
hate it so much because there's so much effort you have to put in it.
But,
I
yeah.
just don't have the energy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like, that's the hardest work. I feel like personally, the hardest work is promo. Writing and creating for me is not the hardest part, but some people find writing and creating the hardest part and promo the easy part. Some people find it all hard. Personally, I feel like writing and creating not hard for me, but the promo, oh my gosh, I just need the whole world to hear it. And trying to get through to the whole world is not easy. Like, even television is not even enough. Instagram is not enough. YouTube not enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah,
So
it's true. It's true. It is very true. And unfortunately, the promo side for me, is the most important part of this whole shit. Because of, you could make a song, but people, like you said, people need to hear it. And how do you do that? If not,
exactly,
it's just another song in your. Oh, interesting.
exactly.
Interesting. Well, but I mean, it kind of leads to the next question. You're segueing very well. The next question that I want to ask is, how do you promote? Because I've been looking at your numbers on YouTube. You're doing some really good numbers on there. Like,
Thank
how are you
you.
promoting those videos?
So I literally just use Instagram. Like, I use Instagram promo because Instagram allow you to do promotion. So Instagram promo, um, I promote on Snapchat.
Okay.
I promote to all my friends. Send it to
Okay.
all my friends. I get all my friends to send it around.
Hmm.
Literally, I just send all my music to all my friends on WhatsApp. I promote on
Hmm.
WhatsApp. Send all my music to my friends, and I tell them to promote it. Um, and if, let's say, for example, I send it to 10 people, and 10 people send it to 5 people,
Hmm.
that's 50 people already.
Hmm.
And then 50 people, all those 50 people at least send it to one person each. That's at least 100 people that you've reached. I just like to imagine it like that. And
Hmm.
the more people that keep sending it out and the more people that see it, the more people that recommend it to other people. And it just, yeah. But yes, I use Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. Obviously, you can use YouTube ads.
Hmm.
Because no, Google ads. Sorry, because Google advertise. So I literally just let Google advertise for me. Yeah, that's about it.
Really cool. You're very well. As much as you say you don't like it, you're very well knowledgeable about that side of things, which is cool. Like, that's what you want to
It
do
took some
anyway.
time. I never used to know about this before. It only took me like this year is when I learned about all of this.
Okay.
That's why for all this time I've just been not really doing like releasing music because I didn't
Mm.
know all of this before. Now I'm more
Mm.
confident
Yeah.
because I can get my music heard.
Out there. Yeah. Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
So true. And Natalie, it's been awesome chatting to you today. I've had so much fun on this, getting to know you, getting to know that you're the niece of a legend, Nigerian legend. That's so cool. You should definitely do more stuff for him. But seriously, I would definitely
Thank
bring
you.
him on
I'll
my team.
try to.
Before we go, at this stage, I like to ask if you, for one tip, if you had to share one tip with new artists just beginning their own musical journey, what would that be?
Expect the worst and don't expect anyone to support you
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, if you're your biggest fan, that's who you need, yourself. Trust
Hmm.
in God and yourself because at the end of the day, if you don't think that you're the shit, then nobody will think that you're the shit. So start with believing in yourself, support yourself, promote yourself to the fullest, and don't expect anything back from anybody else. Just let your numbers, your performance, your music do the talking, and they will see you, and they will wish that they were supporting you, and they will wish that they were your friend.
I love that self-confidence. I love that. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, Natalie, if any of our listeners want to get in touch with you, hear more of your music, or do a collab with you, what's the best way for them to do it?
So you can access my Instagram. My Instagram name is Miss Okri, so it's MISSOKRI, Miss Okri. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Natalie Okri. My Snapchat, Natalie Okri. Yeah, that's about it. My website will be up and running soon. I've got one, but it's run down. So yeah, and make sure you guys check out my new music. I've got a new single coming out the end of July, mid-July, really soon. So look out for that and go listen to my new song Quarantine Thoughts, which is out now on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere.
What? Baby.